Okay, we live. Natty.
Ohima.
Hi viewers, this is another episode of the Nanaya Yabua Show. Today I have with me Natty Ogli. So I am in Brantford, Ontario, Canada, and Natty is in Ghana. We have about 4 hours difference between us. And when I reached out to Natty, he said yes. So if you've not watched this show before, please do watch it. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button for further, interviews. Natty, how did we even meet? Let's start from the beginning. How did we meet?
I think, if I remember clearly,
Yes.
Either it was through two people come to mind regularly. Either Martin Egblogbe or Empress Gaddafi. I'm not quite sure which of those two personalities linked us up.
I think it was Empress.
Empress. Oh, okay.
I think it was Empress. Empress sent me a notification that I think you should talk to this guy. That was about a year plus ago, right?
Yes.
She said, I think you should talk to this guy. He's doing things that you'd be interested in, and he is smart. And it's like, okay. And we reached out, we started talking, and I, kind of dug a little bit into your background. But I had heard about a particular program that you actually do a lot of interviews on, or you host. Yes. Right. Yes. And it's so surprising how our paths as literary artists kind of merge without us even knowing, or we're going on parallel, but we know common people and programs.
That's right.
So in this, introduce us to yourselves. Today you are a teacher in this masterclass with Natty Ogli on the Nanaya Yabua Show. For artists and for literary artists, both musicians, writers, performance poets, or spoken word artists, because I know you are very broad in that aspect. For those that don't know you, who is Natty Ogli? Did I get your last name correct?
Yes, Natty Ogli.
Natty what?
Ogli.
Ogli.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, exactly as you mentioned it.
Okay.
So first off, thank you so much for reaching out. And I deem it a great honor to be on your show because when it comes to art, poetry, writing, one of the names that is given premium is Nanaya Yibua. So it's and I've also followed your interviews, those that you've brought on your interview. So I know it's not just anybody you just interview. So I say salute, and I'm very much humbled to be here tonight. And that said, shout outs to Empress Gaddafi. Much love to her, true warrior queen. The fire inside of her is one that I always admire and aspire to possess. Yes, so that respect to Empress Gaddafi for linking us up. Yes, so I am Nathaniel Tete Ogli. So for short, I'm Natty Ogli. So I'm a wordsmith. I play with words. I play with lyrics. Anywhere there's lyrics, you find me there. So I'm more of I cultivate words and cultivate lyrics. Do with them as much as my spirit leads me to do. So in short, that's what I do. And I'm also a community builder, and I try as much as possible to contribute my quota to making this world a better place for us all. Because on a daily we are on the battlefield. On a daily we are at war. So trying to more people awakened, and it's not my aim to change anybody because I believe no one can change anybody else. Change comes from you yourself, So my job, I believe, is to ignite the journeys in people. So they find
yours is to ignite the journey in people.
That's right.
To inspire them.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly what I try to do.
So when we were, I think when we were getting this interview together, you called yourself the poetry farmer.
Yes.
I said, hey, I know farmers, goat farmers, how do we call it? Poultry farmers, etc.
Yes.
But poultry as in chickens, but poetry,
Yes.
that is a different concept. I've never heard that concept before. So if you could give us as clear as you can what a poetry farmer, the literary art is.
Well, okay. Thing is, I'm also into poultry. I have chickens, I have turkeys, I even have rabbits. You understand? So I have
Oh,
one.
literally, you also a poetry.
For me,
Okay.
I'm a naturalist and I play around with words. So even when I say poetry farmer, somebody might be thinking whether I mentioned a word right or I didn't. And for me, that's the love of words. I play with words. I do everything with words. So poetry farmer, because I have a farm. I cultivate words, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of poetry, which I believe are my words as well. Because even though they are tangible and cannot be touched and all, but they can be felt. Just as someone might hit you with a stick, I might hit you with my words too. Just as somebody might plant seeds, literally maize seeds on the ground for them to germinate. I plant words and they germinate too. So I'm a poetry farmer. Yes.
Beautiful. Wow. Okay. Now I know what your poetry farmer actually means. You plant seeds with words that germinate in people, or you sow seeds in people.
That's right.
Wow. Okay, nice. Now you are in Ghana and you're doing all these things. I think the question that I need to ask you is the beginning. What inspired you to take up poetry and get into performance poetry and the other aspects of it?
All right. Thank you for the question, and let me say greetings to your cherished audience as well. Yes. So for me, I wouldn't say I picked up poetry, but I'll say poetry picked me up because
Oh,
yes, I studied business accounting in school, and that has been my trend of academic search and journey. But somehow, I realized along the line, I had this innate passion for words. I kind of love words. Anytime I hear words, just as you feed, I also feed on words, and especially rhymes, and even words that sometimes it doesn't matter the language. I could listen to French rap for hours. I wouldn't hear anything. I wouldn't answer anything, but then I'll still feel fed, because
you have the vibe, the rhythm is in there. Yes.
because art is divine. It's a spiritual thing. It's an exchange. So so long as I listen to it and my spirit is fed, for me, I go with it. So I realized first off, it started with gospel rap. After completing SHS now. Yes, started with gospel rap. It started back in school. I was writing, but I didn't perform. But
Which school did you go to? In
you look rubble. Yes, in
Oh, you
Somalia.
look Robo.
Yes.
Okay. So you speak Robo.
I understand. I don't speak too well, but when you
Okay.
see I understand, especially when you insult me, I very much understand.
The only Robo I can speak is Magbemo. That's all.
Which means I'll beat you. But then
I'll
in
be
the gun, it
doing
means I'll show you.
okay. That is why that is the only part of that language that's stuck in my head.
I know, right?
Yes.
You know,
Okay.
yes. So in school, literature was one of the subjects, or English, I didn't really like. Maybe it was the way it was taught. It was one of the
Yes.
times where some of my mates would sit on the ground and sleep. I mean, literally fall asleep. It was very boring. And I never thought for once I would find myself very much entrenched in poetry.
In
So,
love with
you know,
English and
and I
poetry.
wouldn't call it an accident. I just see it as a calling. So I started writing, and back in the day, I used to be a very serious church boy. You understand? Yes, so I started writing. So we kind of started what today has been established as urban gospel. Way before most of those who run it today came to the scene. Yeah.
Okay.
So we met up with a few brothers and we started this movement. Back in the day, that was the time when rap was seen as a devil's tool. So you could be rapping and somebody will come take the mic from you. A whole lot. But we still kept going because for some of us, we saw ourselves as a foundation, and we wouldn't necessarily be the building, the roofing, or the beautiful edifice that people get to see, but we served as the foundation upon which others are standing on
Yeah.
yes, to also work in their craft and their giftings, and so I studied how to play keyboards more. I was very much deep into music and all, so I joined the choir. And I was doing this in church, and church gave me a lot of opportunity, I must say.
Yes.
Opportunity. Then along the line, yes.
I do believe that sometimes the culture that we come from see things in black and white, the devil or the angel, rather than seeing that the complexities of life is there. So, like you said, hip hop, rap, and everything, yeah, castigated, the devil's music. But for instance, all these hip hop and rap actually were born out of revolution, having a voice to speak. And that is what has transcended even right now.
Exactly.
The question I'm going to ask you is that literature was boring in school. You weren't interested in it. Poetry was dry. William Shakespeare, you have no idea where the man lived or the kind of weather he lived in, but you were supposed to understand and break him down and everything, far removed from your cultural setting. How do you believe that how you grew up in Ghana and your schooling and sort of being amongst the people in either Accra or Ilokrobo influenced your artistic
journey? For me, thank you so much for the question. For me, I've always been not only a warrior, but a warrior as well. You understand? I think deeper into things more than many people would. What people will see on the average, I delve deeper into it. So I kind of have a lot of as I think deep into a problem, somehow I'm so much engulfed into it, and in that solutions come up. So I think about Ghana, I think about the economy, the way things go, and as I keep thinking about it, then lines keep forming in my mind, and I keep writing them, and those are the ones that gradually become pieces or become literary works. Because one time I was driving with my dad, and for this particular moment, I decided to pay attention to the street hawkers.
Pay attention.
Yeah,
Okay.
I paid extra attention, and then my mind went on the chalote they are wearing. I don't know if you've ever experienced, if you've ever worn chalote on a quota. You understand? If the sunburn is different, it's on a different level. Like a shisho, you really feel the impact.
You feel the heat coming out of the quota into your feet.
Exactly. So then the one line came up: sleepers, chalote on the quota as the sun scorches. Sleep hurts because the day might not look so gorgeous. Reverse the direction of flight, broken, homeless, free bed, especially the street with no one to watch us. So that's how it keeps going. I could finish it up, but for the sake of the conversation, so just that moment, just as that line came in, sleepers, chalote on the quota as the sun scorches. And I love rhymes. So another also continued, sleep hurts because the day might not look so gorgeous. Reverse the direction of life, broken, homeless, free beds, Patching the street with no one to watch us. I do this for the street hawkers. The kids squatting on the bridges, the one living life in the street corners. Survived as a fetus, but now singing survival of the fetus. Asking, so will the good side of life ever feed us? As reality lays before him bare, the daily encounter of his nightmare. Your glimpse of him through the trotro window is his everyday affair. The gathering of the clouds is to him a scare. Nowhere to hide when the rains come, so he can hardly afford a chair. He looks through the eyes of his poor mom and sees nothing but tears. Situation unchanged for many years and is wondering, God, is life really fair? He could be, but still I in the chair, switching lanes, racing with taxis, straw skis and four wheels. Yet at the end of the day, he can barely afford a square meal. His wish is to extinguish his last breath and never to get a refill. Finally put his poor soul to rest away from the pains of this daily drill. Cause constant glimpses of death and its icy chills shatter his dreams. He goes to bed afraid of what tomorrow brings. Hopes of finding greener pastures keep developing wings. So they fly away, leaving him in despair. Anxiety is the lord of his rings. In the jungle of a society where nobody cares, the violence of man is king. We are fighting for a share. Survival is the name of the game. So to keep body and soul in unity, street credibility begins to mean more to him than life in eternity. He sees through the eyes of agony and abuse of drugs becomes his only remedy. The only thought flooding his mind, but life is still crazy. The battle wages on. The war is never done and victory is never won. He chases after cars only to end up with a 50 peso coin. In the end, he queues up at the drugstore just to get a coupon to treat his hurting joints. He keeps pushing just to get something to eat, but his earn is too little to afford him a keep. So get rich or die trying becomes his only adrenaline. The only motivation propelling his life towards the shores of distraction. With open arms, he embraces the street philosophy in search of harmony. Thug living finally becomes his only reality. The same theology that ends up in fatality. He begins to feel the pressure. He begins to feel the pinch from the economic weather. Then he remembers his ailing mother. Then again, he has a sister who might just go into prostitution because she cannot even afford to be a trader. Yes, he has a girlfriend due for labor, but has no money to see the doctor. Then the devil begins to whisper. In desperation, he picks up bullets and guns just to visit you and I. In the comfort of our home, just to say, hi, do you remember I, the same kid you met on the street some time ago, and all you did was to frown and pass by. Now behold the monster we all created.
Whoa.
Of crime, fully elevated. So all they needed was love. Yes, so you see how this piece started? Just that one line.
I love the depthness of it and the reality of the situation of street children, and it's so clear that there's this Ugandan musician, Bebe Cole, sang a song about street children, and that is what keeps us like, wow. It's yes, we create certain systems in society because we don't pay attention to it, and then in the end it does come back to bite us, and which is very, very true, that many of these gangsters or armed robberies as a result of some of these things. Wow. Well, I knew I was going to get something, but I didn't. You know what? I will talk to you later, but it's like, wow. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Pleasure.
Thank you for that.
Pleasure. So the thing that me, sorry. Okay, sorry.
I'm listening.
So I write on the things that bother me, the things that serve as worries to me, the things that keep me awake at night. Those are the things that somehow the universe translates into messages to the world. So that's how I.
And they need a voice. They need a voice. And if you just recently had a conversation on the show with the Soul Rebel. Why do I keep on calling him the Soul Rebel?
Hello to
him. Yes. And he also, that is one thing that I zoned in on his music as well, that there's so many issues that we're not paying attention to, but they are affecting us in the long run. We think it's somebody else's problem, but it is our collective problem.
That's right.
So, yes, maybe one day you guys should do an album together.
Hopefully.
You know who I mean.
Yes, I love the Kobolo.
Yes, one love. Yes, one day you guys should do a thing together. I could see you guys really turn up doing.
I look for and enough respect for him. Yes.
Yes.
I
So
look for it.
let's come into this this art space, and I want you to share with us some of the successes. I want to start on a positive note. Some of the successes that it has allowed you to enjoy, and then from there we'll move to the challenges.
Okay. I think it's the one thing that I'll say is more than diamonds and pearls to me, the art that I possess. So it's something I don't really joke with at all, because it's all that I have, and it's all that I have to give as well. I've had a chance to be on numerous platforms. I've lost count of them, and unfortunately on my part, I didn't keep a lot of records. And that's something I advise other artists when you begin your journey, keep record of every event that you are on, if you can.
Yes.
Some of us, and we've lost is too many to recount right now, to recollect.
Yes.
But by the art, I've had a chance to be on a lot of platforms, to meet other people as well, to share in their art as well. It's been humbling. I've had a chance. I still have the chance to still facilitate workshops for other people, and I'm a part of Ehalakasa. Salutes to Sir Black and all the Ehalakasians. Yes, I'm part of Ehalakasa, a very key part of Ehalakasa. And for some time now, I try hard. I try more to be on the background to help with organizing and mentoring and nurturing other acts, because we want to see more people cultivate and enjoy the art that they want. Yes.
I think for me, the key to finding out about some of these successes and or challenges is that there is a lot of disenfranchised people being disenfranchised in Ghana or in Africa, just to generalize it, when it comes to the literary arts, whether they are artists starting their journey, and this is musicians, for instance, starting their journey, those that are doing literary works, writers starting their journey, or poets starting their journey. There's a lot of, the expectation that somebody needs to give them something. In your experience, starting where you started, what was your expectation, whether somebody was to give to you or you created that value in yourself to be seen and to be acknowledged and to be, to be worthy of that?
For me, in as much as I chased after platforms, so to say, I also try to build myself up to the best that I can, and I'm still building, because I'm still learning, and for me, it's a never-ending experience. So I try to build myself up again, because thing is, Ghana is blessed with so many talents, and in our land we are blessed with natural resources and natural abilities. Almost every youth you meet either can rap, can dance, can do something extraordinary, and that's just a blessing that we have. So if you say you will just relax and expect people to come look for you, trust me, it's not going to happen, because there's a lot of scaffold, there's a lot of battling out there for stages and all for exposure. But then again, if that does not even come, you can create yours as well, because the internet space is limitless, it's boundless. So you can create a whole lot, even in your community that you are in. And where I live currently, when I moved here, a lot of people didn't know I'm an artist. I started organizing events for the youth in the community. And all I did was to MC the event. They didn't know I was an artist myself, so I tried to find a lot of opportunity for other people, because in a country that wields so much talent, it's I would say it's a shame we don't really have a lot of structures in place and systems in place to help nurture and develop these talents to become sellable commodities on the international market. And I believe if everybody's given a chance, if people are given a chance, they will excel and do far more. We have a lot of Sarkodiyes around. We have a lot of Asamajans around. We have a lot of Stone Boys in the system. We have a lot of Nanaya boys in the system. You understand? But then for many who don't, they don't get a platform. They don't get the right links. That's why I always salute Sir Black. I salute the Ehalakasa in the poetry community in Ghana here. I also salute Ramsoni, who was the first to give me project platform.
Yeah. I think I have to have him next on my show.
Oh, okay. Nice. So for the record, it was Ramsoni who that is outside of the church. It was Ramsoni who allowed me to be on his show. Because
give you the opportunity.
Yes, because when I came up, when most of the poets heard me, they were like, "No, this guy's a rapper. He's not a poet." So we think he should remain where he is. But then again, I had rap verses of true. I started as a rapper, because I had songs and rap verses which could not fit into timing, no matter how much I tried, And I realized
poetry. Tupac was rapped, but he was a poet.
Of course.
Music is poetry in lyrical forms. Put a beat to spoken word performance poetry, you got music. So it's not black and white.
Of course.
There's fluidity and it can weave in and out. So sometimes I don't agree with you belong here, you belong here, you belong here. Because it's as you said, it moves you. It's sort of like a spirit that moves you. The words come out of you for you to share. So if you don't fit into a box, you are not meant to fit into a box.
That's right. That's right. And that's very true. And thank you for mentioning that. And poetry or oratory skills, oratory is a matter of all forms of literary arts.
Yes.
So once you wield that art, like you rightly said, no one should stop anyone or limit anyone from exploring, because it's a shapeless art. And for me, I tell people who ask me, so what do you really do? Are you a musician? Are you a rapper? Are you a poet? I tell them I'm none of those. I'm just a wordsmith. Because it's supposed to be shapeless. It's supposed to be shapeless. Wherever the spirit leads, you just follow, and you follow. You do it with the best of your abilities as much as you can. So as I was saying, it's Ramsoni gave me the first platform, and then it continued with Sir Black. I met Sir Black, Ehalakasa, and ever since I've been an Ehalakasian. Ehalakasa has been my family, still my family, and will always be my family. And Ehalakasa, I must say, almost every poet in Ghana has passed through Ehalakasa. For real.
I think I've met Sir Black once at Ghana there. Association of Writers. I work a lot with Oswald.
Okay.
So many of the programming that I do, and my last production, Aquile, the play was actually directed. He did everything.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I just did the production. He directed and did everything. So I worked with him quite closely. And I think I really got to know about Ehalakasa through one of my age-old friends, Ajua Amwa.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He's a visual artist or a painter, So, yes, I've heard about Ehalakasa, but I haven't had the Ehalakasa experience. What I've always meant to ask is, what is the meaning of Ehalakasa? Ehalakasa.
So, Ehalakasa. Yes, so it's a poetry family founded by Sir Black.
Do you know the meaning of it? The word?
Yes. It's a three-part word. Eha, La, and Kasa. So Eha in Ewe means song, and La in Ghana means sing, and Kasa in Akan means talk or speak. So it's just coining of those words, put them together to form
three languages put together.
Exactly. So it describes the form or nature of the fraternity, of the family, of the movement, as music, both music, and it's not only about poetry, though predominantly spoken word poetry, but
Yes.
we have acoustic musicians. Yes, so we hail musicians as well as any related art form, even dancers,
Yes.
So that's Ehalakasa.
Are those your children in the background?
Those are that's my niece and my nephew.
Oh,
but I have a set of twins.
I figured you were daddy. I know you were daddy.
Yes. I have 2 boys. Biologically, I have 2 boys, but naturally, I have connection with children. So for me, I'm a children person.
The babies love you.
I told you, and I love them back too. I have a strange connection with babies.
No, I wouldn't say it is strange. It is beyond what you and I see. You talked about spirituality at a certain point because they sense the purity in you. And so they know that when they come around you, they are in a safe place or they are in I see somebody is trying to get in.
I know, right? And they come in, they're just going to distract me. And it's a beautiful thing because that's the only time where I feel those moments we share with children or those moments we become children ourselves are the few times we become humans again.
Yes.
Because I feel we have to, rather than try to teach children, which of course we have to direct them and all, but there's a lot we have to learn from children. There's so much, and children are very special.
That is true. Okay, so let's go to this. I'm curious to find out from you that within the literary art scene or the music scene, what you hope to achieve within the next, say, 5 years.
That's a mountain of a question. It's a question I find hard to answer because trying to find myself, I try to live in a moment. Because there are too many uncertainties. You may plan for the next 5 years, next 3 years, next 2 years, but then life may have its own course with you as nature may have it. So for me, what I hope for, my vision for my art, my music is for it to live as long as it can, and that's the only way some of us will be immortalized. Long after we are gone, our songs will still speak to people. Our songs will still have messages that are still relevant to the times. Not songs that come and they blossom and they go. No, I want my songs and my art to be more of a coconut tree. You understand? Not more.
So legacy building.
Exactly. To build that legacy for. Even when I'm no more, Charlie, tell my kids who daddy was. You understand? Tell the next generation, and I want to help push especially poetry so much that just as the world cannot live without music, now the world can live without music, the world can live without sports, the world shouldn't be able to live, also breathe without poetry. So one day we can say that as we talk about Michael Jackson, we talk about Daddy Lumba, we talk about Kodrientry and others in music. We talk about Samajan and Ronaldinho and others in soccer. We get to talk about Nanea Yeboah, talk about Sir Black, talk about Ramsoni, talk about all these great poets that we have in Ghana. And if I'm privileged, talk about Natty Ogli as well. And people should study. I want my works to be studied. I don't want my works to just be listened to, or you just listen, just applaud. I want every line, because when I'm writing, I'm like a chef in the kitchen, So I carefully place every ingredient. So,
wow.
Food for the soul.
Okay.
I carefully place. I don't just rhyme. Every line I place, they are carefully selected, So I want my works to be studied. That's what I hope for.
I was watching some of your work on YouTube, and one that stood out for me that made me smile was when this COVID hit and you did the New World Order. I started I was laughing because the new is not N-E-W, but K-N-E-W. So when you said you work, you play with words, I started laughing. It's like the New World Order. Why the New World Order? I would love to know what you were thinking when you crafted that piece.
Before I answer the question, let me mention the use of double. I play with words a lot, so I use a lot of double meanings to words. And something that I learned from Sir Black. So let me mention that first off. Yes, New World Order, in a sense that a lot of people spell that new as N-E-W, but I felt a deeper meaning to it to use K-N-E-W, in a sense that I believe the pandemic wasn't an accident, as many as a lot of people or strongholds would have thought for people to believe it was just an accident, it was just a coincidence, something that just happened, like it was just a spell of nature. No, I believe it's something that was planned. That's why some will call it a pandemic. Something that was planned, something that was deliberate. It was not any accident of any of any kind, but it was something that was planned. So something that they already knew, something that has already existed. The thought has already been there. It's just the timing, just the time that it was executed. So for which reason, I had to title it the New World Order. And this, ever since the pandemic, that shaped a lot of things. Things have never been the same, whether we like it or not. There's been a reshaping in the natural order of things. Yes, so.
Wow. The New World Order. The New World Order. So maybe at this present moment, since we are in a masterclass with you on poetry performance, you will, give us something.
Okay.
Something nice, something small. Get our vibes going. Yay.
I have too many things in my head. Sometimes I get confused as to which to share.
That is very natural with artists. That is very natural. So it doesn't mean you are, and this is where I advise artists that you never stop with your craft. It is the difference between sanity and insanity. You stop, everything stays there. You will go insane. Bring it out on the stage, on the page, wherever you get, and let it flow. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Yes, because.
Yes. No, sorry. Go ahead, please.
There is also a health benefit to actually that. Aside from the mental health, it's also stress relieving. And when you're doing that, your immune system is also nicely boosted up because your dopamine, your serotonin, all those nice, hormones are jacked up. It's like, yes. And when you're done, you feel good. Nice. It's a natural high.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So let me share this piece with you. This piece happens to be the first I shared outside of church. And that was, it's been over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
It's titled Tears of the Black Star. Movies are getting pornographic every day. Music is sounding dirty by the day. Somebody says the world is going crazy anyway, so you cry, lose it. What be the big deal about what you come say? Big shame if we have to live like this. Let's change, go back to the good moral values that we all miss. It's like all we ever think about is the oil in politics, neglecting the spoil we leave on the minds of our kids. And I wonder what kind of leadership we are going to get when we grow up and our companions become walking sticks. I may sound religious on the rhyme, but these are the very serious issues on many minds. Disturbing to see how we have become oblivious of the times. Truth is, we are going way out of line, and it's so obvious how we keep ignoring the signs when these are functions we need no calculus to define. Let's check these before we begin to lose our shine. All I see is mind pollution. Nobody providing solutions. So much confusion. Following Western mirage, creating so much illusion. I see danger looming with the upsurge of corrupt institutions and our judiciary on top of their game. Kakaya bidding to greed has become the name of the train. Go for the money, kill for the fame. I hear everybody wants to go international. They say that sex is the way forward, so we all keep going naked. My body, this is so irrational. I think there are no elders on the land, so to make money, we pass whatever way we can. Flashing nudity on television screens and disguising pornography as newspaper stands. Little children go watching after school. How women with enough bodies declare their assets and portray their tools as though those were really cool. Those days, all we ever knew was Tom and Jerry, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. Somebody remind me of Captain Planet, Anansi, Budget, and Wukong. Journey to the West, but now we all about journey to the breast. And our definition of love is sex. These days we all about telling novellas. These teleco killers. Why don't we call them telling the killers? Marie Cruz. I wonder whether society will find peace as we seek to marry this path we choose. My submissions may be weak, but I believe that I carry a truth. When I talk about my worries, they are quick to ask for a proof. Check this. Their children go like, Mommy and Daddy are never home, so technology has become my teacher. And this is the same platform where adult staff feature. Meanwhile, it was you and I who had to render applause to songs like, I believe the children are the future. So we call them the future generation. When our actions are leading them towards destruction. And can't we all see? Of course, Daddy's too busy looking for money all day. Come home from school, there is no sight of mommy. When that boy in SHS1 just went astray, the clouds have gathered and the sky's all gray. I have long done waited, but I see no signs of a rainy day. Because the glory and splendor of the black star is beginning to fade away. And on whom is the blame on? Me, you, the parents, the teachers, the president, or the DJ playing profane songs? I leave that for you all to judge. But in God we all trust. But if these kids are not living their lives well, and truth and virtue are what you and I are failing to tell, then I'm sorry to inform you that in peace we will never get to dwell. When we all grown up and our fountains of strength begin to run dry in our wells, teach them the way to go. Give them the right seeds to sow. Show them how to use the bow. Show them the truth of who they are, or else they one day embrace the foe. The foe, I'm not even talking Obama and Osama. Funny how those two names rhyme, but I quit for the future because we may soon decline. Let's not forget our culture, because our values are divine. And if you're thinking of taking our cultural values out of the picture and basing standards of living on philosophical grind, then think twice. Think of Africa and let the black star in you begin to shine.
Shine. Yay! Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh, I wish this could keep going on and going on and going on. But this is the Nana Yaya show. I got so excited I forgot. Natty. Thank you. Guys, you've been watching the Nana Yaya show. Before we kind of go offline, you're going to share with us at least 2 or 3 key things you've learned that you would like to impart to those that are coming up in this art industry, to motivate them, mentor them, or coach them. You are our professor today.
Okay, so for the disclaimer, I don't hold myself up as one who is high up there when it comes to the arts. I'm still a learner.
No. We're not saying that, but you've got experiences that we could learn from. So that is what we're looking at.
Most definitely, I respect that. Most definitely.
Yes.
So the little I can share.
There is nothing called little.
Anyone who wills the. Okay. The values I can share with anyone who wills the art. If you feel the fire in you, keep fanning it. See, it doesn't. Sometimes we get to be afraid of what we have to say because of what the trouble it might bring us. Trust me, I've had my fair share of troubles and of that. I've had people who don't link up with Natty Ogli again because they feel I've become something else. People believe I hold a different belief now, but it is okay. The path of a lone wolf, the path of the path of a messenger or a prophet sometimes is lonely. And be ready to walk that path, because in it also will you find your glory. I didn't mean to rhyme, but
yes.
Exactly. So stand by your truth and know that whatever you have to say is very important. The world needs to hear it. It may not even be for 1,000 years. It may not be for multitudes. It may be for just one person. That one person can be a Kwame Nkrumah. You understand? That one person can be a Gaddafi. That one person can be a J.J. Rollins. That one person can be that person who will stir up a revolution, which will change a whole generation and beyond. So don't be afraid to stand by your truth. Share it. Don't be afraid to to speak it, and don't limit your art as well. Don't place confines around your art, because that which is inside of you is far, far bigger than what you perceive it to be. Don't place confines around it. Whichever theme that may be, work in it. If it's about socio-political issues, don't be afraid to say it. Speak it as it is, because the path of truth is a lonely one. So don't be scared, but learn more. Practice. Some people, sometimes when I'm on stage, people tend to rather be discussing how I put all this thing in my head, how I'm able to craft all this, rather than pay attention to what I'm saying. But then it's all practice, and you can do far more than Natty Ogli. You can do far more than anybody that you aspire to be. And in as much as you try to learn other people's strategies or skills as well, try and find your path as well and add to it, and be that sophisticated weapon. And lastly, let me add to it that there's poetry slam also going on, and now is a new fire in the poetry scene. And if you are a poet out there, this is the one vehicle that can carry you across borders, that can carry you to places. Poetry slam. So anytime you hear Ehalakasa organizing a slam or competition of any sort, don't be afraid to partake in it. Yeah. Push yourself out there and enjoy it. The most important thing is, when it's all said and done, make sure you had enjoyed yourself. Thank you very much.
And network.
That's right.
And network with your fellow.
Join Ehalakasa. Our doors are always open.
Ehalakasa's door is always open.
I don't know what you are doing.
Ehalakasa. Naksan Kasa. Nice. So just to summarize this conversation or this masterclass we've had with you is that, number one, do not confine yourself. Number two, keep practicing your art. If you're a writer, keep practicing. If you are a poet, practice. If you sing, practice. But if you sing, practice. But I'm also going to add that if you need a voice coach, get a voice coach. Find somebody to help you. Go to the church and use the choir master to help you coach your voice. And learn outside your confines, what is out there. And because there's so much knowledge and information out there that, you could tap into. And create your own path, just like you, Natalie, have done. You've created your own path. And like you said, there are platforms all over. The platforms will not come to you. You have to go to those platforms or create your own.
That's right.
And in that process, you enjoy. Yes. Have fun.
Play with it.
Play with it. Have fun doing what you're doing creatively. And when people realize that you're having fun and you're really enjoying yourself, they will enjoy enjoying you, enjoying yourself, right? That's the beauty of it. When you see an artist on stage and the artist is really having fun, you can sense that vibe like, oh, wow, this is it. Yes. Last but not the least, network. Don't expect Rhyme Sonny to say, come. Ask.
That's right.
And when you are asking, you may get 999 no's. You only need one yes.
That's true.
So do not give up. Do not give up. And especially with the artists in Ghana, I'll also say that if you don't put your expectations in, especially, let's say, those that are into the musical arts, those who want to be musicians, don't expect that the older musicians should do anything, because half of the time they don't even know that this is it. They are also trying to figure things out for themselves. So if you need a mentor, connect with Nat is there, wordsmith, poetry farmer. He can mentor you. But if you need a mentor, you need to tap into that mentor. That mentor is not coming to look for you. You, as a mentee, will have to go look for that mentor and have it with him.
That's right.
This one, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
wonderful pleasure having you on the Nanaya Ayebua show.
A pleasure. And thank you so much, too. I really appreciate it.
And you've not subscribed, so you better go subscribe.
I sure will. I sure will. I thought I did. Okay, I did the Facebook, but okay. I sure will. YouTube, right? Yeah, man.
That is right. The YouTube, yes. So viewers, you've been watching the Nanaya Ayebua show with Natty Ogli from Canada to Ghana. It's almost 7 p.m. there, and it's almost 3 p.m. here. I'd love to say a very big thank you to you, Natty, for saying yes to appearing and to sharing, your views and your experience of the literary arts in Ghana in this unassuming masterclass that I put you through. Any last words for your fans?
For me, I have family, and I tell them, Charlie, it's one love. It's one love. Life is too short. Let's live it the best way we can. Let's enjoy. Let's have as much fun as we can, because the pressure plenty too much, especially these times, So, and if you don't hear from your brother, Charlie, check him up. Do what we can love. Yeah, one day we might be no more, and that's on the time you say, Charlie, had I known, it's too much. So let's have fun. Let's love as much as we can. Thank you so much for having me.
Right. Beautiful. Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Your expression.
This is the